following is a presentation of the National Sim Racing League of America. Enjoy the race. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 25. In season number 4 of the NRLOA Turkey Hill Series, we are here at the Kansas Speedway for the Kansas Heartland 300. 40 laps of action around the Kansas Speedway here in Kansas City, Kansas. This mile-and-a-half racetrack is going to produce a very interesting race. We might not see any cautions in this event, which means we could have a fuel mileage race. Twice in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, the race has been 40 laps here, where it has gone caution-free and has been a fuel mileage race. The fuel window about 20 laps, so it's definitely going to play into who gets the victory here today. But either way, it's going to be a decent race. I think it's going to be better than Chicagoland was in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. This racetrack's a lot more manageable, so I think the whole weekend here at Kansas is going to be great. I'm alongside Jesse Turner for this one once again. That points battle is highly significant with only 4 races left. And it's even more significant that our points leader starts 33rd for this race, while the guy who's only 25 points behind him starts 10th. Sebastian Cucalon holds the points lead. Redmond starts 10th, only 25 behind. Do you think Isaac Redmond might take the points lead at the end of the day?
Well, it's certainly going to be a toss-up for sure here at Kansas. And first off, it's a pleasure for me to be back up here in the booth this soon. I had a fantastic time announcing my home race in Watkins Glen, where we saw a fantastic finish with Mike Knapp coming out with the win, and he'll be starting around midfield on the grid. But yeah, just like you mentioned, Cucalon starting deep in the field, and Redmond, he'll be starting more up towards the front too, and also Ryan Madden. He'll be certainly looking for redemption too after what happened to him in Boston. When I was up announcing in Watkins Glen, he had a fantastic top 5 finish, but sadly things didn't go his way at Boston last time, so he's looking to turn things around. So we'll see how predictable this race will be, and if a caution does fly, we'll see how it shakes things up with the field and gives him one last go at the finish.
We'll definitely have to see how this one shakes out. We really don't know what we're going to see. If the caution does come out, it changes the whole pit game, and that fuel mileage is definitely going to come into play if this thing goes caution-free, just like it did at Watkins Glen. We might see another one here today. Cameron Gaju is on the pole position in the number 7, but he's had a tough season in the points, so not really in the championship picture. But these 5 drivers still are, and there are some more behind 5th place that still have a shot. But like I said, Sebastian Cucalon, the points leader, 605 points towards the championship. Isaac Redmond is 25 points behind. Ryan Madden, 39 points behind. Adam Lewis, and he actually pointed out that early on in the season he was like 37th in the points, and now he's 4th in the points. Adam Lewis has climbed his way in the points standings very well throughout the season. A lot like what Trey Bartow did in Season 3, so we might see Adam Lewis with a shot at Homestead. He's 45 points behind Angel Olvera, 50 points behind coming into today's event. The number 7 of Cameron Gaju on the pole, most experienced driver in the field, alongside Jamie Lee in the number 11. Fisher G in the number 40 will be starting alongside Josh Crash in row number 2. We have the number 0 of Nicholas Wade, the Michigan winner, starting alongside Matt Tuck. We got Joe Rakowski and the 62 of Matt Hamill in row number 4. Christian Master and Isaac Redmond second in the points. Round out the top 10 starting positions, like I said, our points leader, Sebastian Cucalon, starts in the 33rd position. You see him right there on the inside, deep in the field, and not really a place where you can work your way from the back to the front, unlike some other racetracks. So we'll have to see how Cucalon manages his points gap here at the Kansas Speedway. There is Ryan Madden, and we'll say the race at Boston shook the points up quite a bit, and it majorly helped Cucalon out. A lot of those guys who were up there in the point standings did not get good days in that event. But we'll have to see what they can do here today at Kansas. Only 4 races remain. You got this, Auto Club, Phoenix, and Homestead. It's all going to come down to these last 4 races on who gets the championship. Cameron Gaju and Jamie Lee on the front row. It has been 10 days since I've recorded a race. It's finally great to be back in the booth. And I'm ready to get this race going from the Kansas Speedway. We're Green Flag Racing in the Turkey Hill Series. Lap 1 goes to Cameron Gaju in the 7. I will say this track is very similar to Chicagoland, but unlike Chicagoland, they don't tend the races crazily, and we can actually have these guys at a higher percentage without the fear of them crashing as frequently as they do at Chicagoland. So definitely a great place here at the Kansas Speedway, one of the most underrated tracks we go to, and I think we're going to see a good one here today. Cameron Gaju continuing to lead. He's pulling away as they're side by side for second between Fisher G and Jamie Lee.
You know, about Kansas, there just has to be something very eerie about Kansas, and in comparison to Chicagoland with the way that these drivers drive those racetracks. Again, they're both 1.5 miles in length, but Chicagoland, just like we've seen throughout the Turkey Hill Series and the Chick-fil-A Cup Series races this season, they've tended to be very aggressive and wild and filled with a lot of crashes. So there's just something about this place that is more tame and is more in the driver's hands, and we don't see that much aggression.
Thing about this place, it is an older surface, I believe, than the Chicagoland Speedway. We do use the original Kansas, or the 2009 version, I should say, not the original, but still technically the original pavement, so it is kind of worn out here. Cameron Gaju holds on to the lead, and you kind of can see what goes on here. They go single file, but then they close in, and then the passing occurs. The outside lane gets the run off the corner at times, and you're going to see Jamie Lee close in on Fisher G, and he is going to make a move to the inside for the second position. Fisher G got around him earlier on. Now Jamie Lee looking to take it back in the number 11.
And just behind these two, the driver, the 0, the winner from Michigan when I was first up in the booth with you, Nicholas Wade. He kind of came out of nowhere in that one, playing pit strategy out into his favor and just shockingly taking the win, but he's certainly earning the right to be up front today. He's going to try and go underneath the 11 for second. Fisher G in the 40, he's going to be in attack from behind by the 62 of Matt Hamill. Josh Crash, the winner from South Boston, he's looking to be a contender as well.
Here's Casey Hoffman. Now, he is a guy who is still in championship contention. He comes into this race 6th in the point standings. He almost won at Boston. He got the win at Chicagoland. He has had a lot of good races as of late. Currently 6th in the points, and I think he's only 52 behind Sebastian Cucalon in the point standings. He's currently 7th right now. And he's drafting in this main draft right now, looking to close up to the front. Jamie Lee is looking to close in on Cameron Gaju. These are opposite ends of the spectrum from experience between these two guys. Gaju has 11 Napa Fan wins. He's been racing since 2014. Jamie Lee, a rookie to Napa Fan, his first ever series, and I don't think he's won before on Napa Fan either. Well, he's going to go to the inside of the veteran driver and attempt to take the lead away. Lee does have some help there from Nicholas Wade, and the 11 is going to get him at the line for lap 7.
Let's see if the 0 of Wade is going to get more daring as they go into turn 1. I have noticed and remembered in races past, especially in Chick-fil-A Cup Series races that I'd be involved in, turns 1 and 2 would be the most aggression-filled spots on the racetrack, and we would see more crashes. But again, as races have been run here and as the asphalt has been worn off, these guys have kind of calmed down just a bit, but definitely not for the race for the lead as it's still early on.
Definitely a great battle for the lead right here. Nicholas Wade is now right behind the 11. He's going to dive to the inside, but I don't know if he's going to get it. Depends on how much Jamie Lee moves up, and he moved up quite a bit. So there goes Nicholas Wade, looking to become the third leader of the race, and I think he's going to get it entering turn number 3. A great run for the Michigan winner. I think he's deep in the points, so I don't think he's going to have a shot at the championship, but still, another win is another win, and you love to get it. But Jamie Lee got that outside lane to work, and he's going to stay out front in the number 11. Gaju almost got a run on Nicholas Wade, and he might try to dive to the inside, entering turn number 1. Josh crashes here. There goes Gaju to the inside. That is for second. 3 wide. Josh crashed for fourth on Fisher G. And Matt Hamill. Hamill's going to slide back to the 6th position. And Christian Masters closing in with Nathan Baird and Matt Tuck. We'll check in on our points leader, Sebastian Cucalon, and see where he is in the field. And he has not moved up at all. Literally. He's actually gone down one position. He's 34th right now in the 42. Not at all what he wants to see. However, the guy who's right behind him in the point standings, Isaac Redmond, is only a few positions ahead of him, about 10. So Cucalon would remain the points leader at the end of the day the way things are currently running. However, that point gap would be smaller. And with these guys going side by side for second, Jamie Lee is pulling away in the number 11 here in the Kansas Heartland 300.
Definitely a great piece of driving by Jamie Lee to advance out front when he did, because it's just a wasp's nest behind him with the drivers, and pretty much now is about the best time that you can advance positions, because once these guys pit for fuel, if you're at the back half of the pack, you pretty much have to rely on a miracle to get ahead, and the field is going to get more spread out as the laps go on. So looks like Lee, Gaju, Crash, and Masters going underneath Wade, and they're setting up themselves to be in good positions before pit stops happen.
I expect the pit stops to happen beginning around lap 18, lap 19, and them stretching just past halfway, which means if we do have a caution-free race, there might be some guys who make it on one stop, while others, and a majority of the field, I should say, have to make it on 2. So it could get very interesting on the fuel strategy here at Kansas. It was interesting at Watkins Glen. Nathan Baird was a dominant guy, but he had to make more stops than the winner, Micah Knapp. So we could see another situation like that here today at Kansas. The thing about Kansas is the cautions aren't too frequent here. So we could see a completely green flag race here at this racetrack. And it caused quite a show at the end. You never know who's going to win when they're all coming down right near the end of the race. But Jamie Lee holding on. Gaju is closed back in. That number 7 has a fast race car. And Cameron Gaju's just had a tough season. And his career in general has been kind of tough. Yes, he's an 11-time winner. And a Napa Truck Series champion, by the way. Tend to forget he won the first Napa Truck Series season. That was quite a while ago. But, you know, he is a Napa fan champion. But, past couple of years, it's kind of been sporadic in competing and just hasn't been too successful, but great to see him running in second right now in contention for the victory, and be great to see one of the legend drivers get a victory here today at Kansas.
Oh, of course, it's awesome for a guy like Cameron Gaju to be fighting for this lead, and throughout his whole career, like you mentioned, it's been kind of a roller coaster ride, but one thing hasn't changed. He certainly is still committed to whatever ride he's in to find success in. So he's certainly making the most out of that number 7 Branch Chevrolet as he's sitting in the runner-up position. And just as I said a few minutes ago, the field is starting to get more fanned out amongst one another. The top 5 is Lee, Gaju, Crash, Master, and Nicholas Wade. So again, once pit stops near up, these guys are trying to get in a straight single line and get a clean entry of the pits as possible.
And that's definitely what you want to see at a place like Kansas. At other places, coming down the pit lane can be a struggle. Charlotte, we kind of saw a bit of an issue there. At least in one of my recordings at Charlotte. We had to redo it because they kept on doing it. Chicagoland can be an issue sometimes, quite a few places. And, you know, we are considering possibly eliminating pit stops for a majority of the races next season for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Still kind of working that one out. They've been an issue, especially in the Cup Series this season. Not as much in the Turkey Hill Series, but still. We hope everybody gets down the pit lane cleanly, and we can hopefully race this thing clean and green until the end. Got to give a shout-out to Joe Rutkowski. He's had a really tough season. Yes, he did win at Richmond earlier this season. But other than that Richmond win, it's kind of been a ho-hum season. He's deep in the points like his teammate Cameron Gadji, but great to see him running up front. Definitely a high-profile driver elsewhere, but his step into the ring of Napa fan hasn't been the greatest for him, so we'll have to see what he can do here in this one as he currently runs in the top 10. Might have a shot at the victory. And Christian Master moving to the inside of Cameron Gadji for second. And Master's another one of those long-time veteran drivers, just like Gadji. He's got the same amount of experience as that number 7, so the Daytona winner taking second away from the number 7, trying to close in on Jamie Lee.
It really is a fantastic sight seeing all these old-time Napa fan drivers get up to the front again. Oh, looks like the 11's going to begin the pit stop cycle. Here we go.
And here we go, just like I expected. Lap 18, lap 19 when this cycle begins. Lap 19 of 40 when these guys come down the pit lane. Jamie Lee, Cameron Gadji, Nicholas Wade, Emmett Juckham. These guys are going to have to hope for a caution to come out probably, I would say, about lap 25 or so, or somewhere within that window, so that everybody's going to have to come down a second time. The way things are going right now, we're going to have some guys who can make it the whole way on one stop. These guys going 3 wide here trying to come down, but they're keeping it pretty clean right now. They do a great job here at Kansas. Other places, like I said, it's not too good for them, but here at Kansas, pretty good job by these drivers, keeping it clean coming down the pit lane. There's Josh Crash leading the field down, and they're coming down right as they cross the start-finish line for halfway, so those guys, I don't know if they're going to have a shot at making it on one stop, but these guys here, Nick Smith, Jake West, Cookie Helms, Dale Salzman, and Adam Lewis. Now that's a big one right there, because Adam Lewis is 4th in the points, and even Nick Smith is up there in the points as well. And you know, if they can stay out and make this a one-stop race, they could be in the top 5 when this thing finishes out and gain a ton of points on Cucalon, Redmond, Madden, and Olvera. So we'll have to see how this race plays out for those guys. They might be able to make it on just this one stop, while the leaders are probably going to have to make it on multiple. And I do not think Jamie Lee got a good pit stop. He is deep in the field right now. Either that or he's just that far ahead. So we'll have to see how it all cycles through here. I think he might just be in traffic. I think he's caught up to the back of the field, but I don't quite know. Hasn't cycled through yet, and it does appear that Josh Crash was the first one to get off of those guys. So something did go amiss on the pit stop of the number 11, I do believe. We have still yet to cycle through here. There's Rutkowski. He's not showing up there anymore. And we're waiting for the scoring to cycle through so we know who the leader is. I think it might still be Jamie Lee. I would expect it to be, but I'm not quite sure.
It's actually the 18 of Salzman. He stayed out when the 8 of Nick Smith and those other guys pitted. So Salzman, he went out the first of anybody.
Still out there. So Salzman definitely trying to make it the whole way. He is definitely going to make it on one stop. He wanted to make sure of that, so he's good to go to the end of the race without having to come back down. He went a long time, and I'm wondering if he had to slow it down, save fuel there, because it does not appear that he got too good of a run off the pit lane. He's deep in the field once again, I do believe. A tough break for Dale Salzman. I think he's going to fall quite a ways, but he might have already been there, so the leader of the race, I believe, is now Christian Master, and it is the number 23, Jamie Lee, with a horrific pit stop, currently 39th. There was a huge issue on that number 11 team, and they did not get that pit stop to work out for him at all. From the lead to 39th. Something majorly amiss on that number 11, and we'll have to check back in and see what happened to those guys in that pit stop. Joe Rutkowski as well, down to 31st. He was running up front. See, Sebastian Cucalon is 37th right now. Isaac Redmond clawed up pretty decently. He's up to 14th. 37, 14, that is 23 positions. And that means it would be a 2-point lead for Cucalon ahead of Isaac Redmond. Definitely getting interesting in the points battle. But either way, Christian Masters now up front in the number 23, followed by Matt Hamill, Ying Canario, Jordan Lopez. I mean, all 3 of these guys, we did see Matt Hamill in the top 10 there, but Canario and Lopez we did not see at all And now they're in the top 5. Nicholas Wade, pole sitter Cameron Gaju, Matt Tuck, Fisher G, Josh Crash, and Alex Bonsignor. And Bonsignor still has a shot at the championship here. Remember, he was the point leader just a few races ago. Past few races have not been the best for him, but now a top 10 run going for him. And we'll have to see if he can close in on Cucalon in the points. But either way, Christian Master, one of the longest running drivers on Napafan, leading the field, lap 26 of 40 here at Kansas, still caution-free in the Kansas Heartland 300.
I just really find it so funny with race after race how topsy-turvy the points chase and the points battle is. And, going into Watkins Glen, Ryan Mann had the advantage of getting a good finish, and then at Boston, things didn't turn out so well for him. And also with Adam Lewis, he gained a lot of positions after Boston as well. And Cucalon, who had the better finish out of Boston, he's not doing so great after pit stops have began. So definitely a topsy-turvy points battle fight all the way to the finale.
It's definitely going to get interesting. I think we're going to have a really tight championship once we hit Homestead. Kind of unlike last season, which was actually 2 years ago, and the yellow is out on the racetrack.
Oh, hello.
We have something in a miss on the racetrack, but I do not know what it is. Might be a debris caution. We saw this in the Season 6 Chick-fil-A Cup Series Coke 600. We'll have to see if anybody got knocked out here, and I do not see anybody with an issue. That is a fascinating little caution right there. We've seen this before. Very, very rarely do we see it. But I think we just had a debris caution here at Kansas. I do not see anybody with an issue. Everybody's still on the lead lap. And that ensures that everyone's going to have to make another stop here, which is good news for Christian Master, Matt Hamill, and those guys. I think a lot of those guys were going to have to make another stop, but it's bad news for guys like Nick Smith and Adam Lewis, who are trying to make it on one. But either way, should expect these guys to come down this time. Or either that, or they might be able to stretch it here. They might not have to come back down because of the caution, and it looks like a lot of those guys are doing just that. Very interesting strategy out of those guys, but everybody's still on the lead lap, and I don't see any damage on anybody. So maybe somebody threw a water bottle out their race car to trigger the caution lights. I don't know, but a phantom caution here in the Kansas Heartland 300. I have not seen that in a long time. You might remember when it happened in Season 6 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series at the Coke 600. That definitely created for an interesting race over there. Thankfully, this is not going to mess anybody up because we weren't in the middle of green flag pit stops, but it does take the strategy game out a little bit for guys like Nick Smith and Adam Lewis. So very, very interesting what we're seeing here at Kansas.
And another driver who got the short end of the stick there with the yellow coming out is Dale Salzman in the 18. He was banking on a one-stop race as well. He was hoping that the race would go green and everyone would have to make another stop, but this, throws that all out the window.
It definitely does, or at least we think it does. Now with this caution, I would assume that everybody should be able to make it to the end. They're not burning fuel as quickly, so we're hoping that's the case. But we still don't know. I mean, we don't know the fuel numbers on all these guys, and it could get interesting near the end, because some of these guys came down lap 19 before halfway. But then again, we did see Salzman stretch at 21 laps, so it's very possible these guys can go 21 laps. And with the caution laps added onto that, it shouldn't be hard for anybody. There's nothing to review here. Literally nothing at all. So we're just going to get right to the restart here in the Kansas Heartland 300. We're going to be within 10 laps to go here at Kansas. Who's going to get the victory in race 25 of the season? We are back here at the Kansas Speedway. We went back and reviewed it, and no sideways or stopped race cars on the racetrack. Everybody, all 40 drivers still out here at Kansas on the lead lap with no damage. So, in theory, everybody still has a shot. But, as you can see, we're only going to have 8 laps to go when we restart. So it's not going to be enough time for those guys in the back. But I say top 10 will have a shot at winning here. And the anticipation is going to ramp up here for this restart. Christian Master, Matt Hamill, Jordan Lopez, Zero Nicholas Wade, Gaju Canario, Tuck, Fisher G, Josh Crash, and Alex Bonks. We're looking to get his first top 10 in a little while. Back to racing here at the Kansas Heartland 300. Master with the jump on Matt Hamill. Wade to the inside of Lopez. Canario to the inside of Gaju as they enter turn number 1 with 8 laps to go. Hamill did not get through the corner well, and Master is pulling away.
And with this late restart happening, it's definitely reminiscent of the Chick-fil-A Cup Season 1 race that I was in. It was me, Zachary Fitzwater, and a few other guys that it was a mad sprint to the finish because of a late yellow, and Fitzwater shot out past all of us to win that one. So definitely a kind of a similar situation here, but Nicholas Wade and Matt Hamill, they can't be side by side for too long, but thankfully Wade gets the run through 1 and 2. He's going to try and reel in the 23.
Nicholas Wade, last one at Michigan, looking for his 2nd win of the season. And this place is similar to Michigan. The way it races, it's got some similarities, and I can tell you Nicholas Wade is drafting right on the 23
Wow.
here. He is going to try to dive to the inside, and I think he's going to get it on turn 1. What a move there by Nicholas Wade. A strong number 0 to the inside. Lap 35. Will he get it on Christian Master? Yes, he will. Almost spun him around. They're going to remain side by side down the backstretch with 5.5 laps to go here at the Kansas Heartland 300. The 0's going to get the advantage on the inside. He's going to move up the racetrack just a little bit, but Master trying to hang tough on the outside, and the 23 will hang on. Here comes Jordan Lopez in the 51. Matt Tuck and Matt Hamill, they're all closing in as Master hangs on to the lead here at Kansas.
Oh gosh, just when Nicholas Wade thought that move was going to work in turns 1 and 2, the opposite end of the racetrack proved to not work out for him at all, but thankfully he's recovering out of 1 and 2. I sure thought Lopez was going to snare him up on the front straightaway, but Wade has a second chance here. Christian Master also with Matt Hamill in 3rd. He's not too far behind.
Yeah, Matt Hamill might have a shot in the 62. He's been quiet all season. Jordan Lopez, he's had a really tough season. Be nice to see him get a win. Matt Tuck as well. A lot of guys who want this victory and who have a shot. With 4 laps to go at Kansas, Christian Master under fire from Nicholas Wade. That number 0 is definitely much faster than the 23. He's going to try once again entering turn number 3. It's hard to get the inside through turn 3 to work. He's not going to lose too much ground, however. Master gets the run on the outside. Matt Hamill might have a shot on Nicholas Wade here. He's drafting right to the inside. Oh, but Wade blocks him. But will he block him entering 1? Wade is going to hang on the 2nd. Hamill did not make the move, so we'll have to see if the 62 will push the 0 to the point. Christian Master is still out front looking for his 2nd win of the season.
I kind of sense how the 62 of Hamill is driving. He was smart to not make the move underneath the 0. He was going to work with him down the front straightaway, so they both could have an opportunity to pounce on Christian Master, and 2 laps to go now.
Yeah, you don't want to get side by side for 2nd. That allows that leader to pull away quite a bit. And Nicholas Wade wants to get this win, trying to get to the inside of Christian Master. I think they're going to remain side by side again. Master getting the run on the outside, trying to hang on. But Wade's going to have the inside in 3 for the 3rd time. But Master's going to slide job right in front of him and hold on, coming to the white flag here at Kansas. 1 lap to go in the Kansas Heartland 300 for Christian Master. Will he get the victory, or will Nicholas Wade get him on this final lap? It's going to be close. Wade is still there, trying to draft off the 23. Master up high. Will Wade get a run to the inside? Master's going to hang on to the lead for now. Nicholas Wade still has 1 more shot. No pun intended. The number 0 looking for his 2nd win of the season. The 23 looking for his 2nd win. It's going to be Christian Master. What a masterful job by the number 23, hanging on for his 2nd win of the season. He holds on to win the Kansas Heartland 300 in race 25 of the season. That was a great drive. He hung on. He kept Nicholas Wade behind him. And that is definitely a hard-earned win for Christian Master here at the Kansas Speedway.
You know, studying those last couple laps, it just didn't seem like the turn 3 and 4 end of the racetrack wasn't the best suit for Nicholas Wade. Like, going into 1 and 2, he was fine, but just could never get that run through 3 and 4, and Master has sailed away to victory again.
I'm pretty sure Christian Master's in double-digit victories on Napafin. He has definitely piled up quite a few of them here on this channel, and he gets another one here in the Turkey Hills Series. It was a pretty good race right there. It wasn't too much passing, but it was still really good, and Nicholas Wade came close but he was second in the number 0. Matt Hamill, Matt Tuck, Josh Crash, Jordan Lopez, pole sitter Cameron Gaju. The two biggest ones here are Casey Hoffman and Alex Bongchenor. They're outside the top 5, but just outside the top 5, and there are only two guys who I think still have a shot at the championship who actually finished in the top 10 for this race. One of the big names who did not get a good run, and obviously you can tell, was Sebastian Cucalon, who finished dead last. Our points leader finishing dead last here today. And Isaac Redmond finishing 13th will take the points lead at the end of the day. So new points leader is Isaac Redmond. Now the points lead is really close again. And I think it's going to stay that way until we get to Homestead. And it's going to be interesting, no question about it. Ryan Madden finished 18th. A decent run for him. He's going to close in on Cucalon. Adam Lewis in the number 20 got 20th, not too bad. Angel Olvera 16th, so all those guys behind Cucalon are going to gain on the 42 significantly, and those points are going to be a lot closer heading into Auto Club next weekend. But final thoughts on this race, Christian Master, the veteran, getting it done here at Kansas.
Right, the race, it was definitely very clean and green like you predicted, and thankfully for that phantom caution coming out with about 14 or 15 to go, definitely threw things up in the air and made it a little bit unpredictable, but it stacked the field up again and provided a pretty good, smooth run to the finish. Gave us a good heads-up battle between Christian Master and Nicholas Wade, but Master gets victory number 2, and unfortunately for the 42 of Cucalon, he's going to fall really deep and not going to benefit at all points-wise from this, so the battle is going to be very tight going into Homestead in a few races coming up.
Yeah, in just 3 weeks, we'll crown a champion here in the Turkey Hill Series at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Going to be the final ever Turkey Hill Series race, by the way, as this series will be retired at the end of the year. So these guys are getting wins in the last few races of this series. Pretty special for Christian Master, who's been in this series since the first season, to get a victory here at Kansas. But anyways, next race is at Auto Club, and that's wild. This is in California we're talking about, the newer version of Auto Club, where they continuously go 3 and 4 and 5 wide, and it is definitely going to play in the championship just like this one. It's going to be fun to see how that one goes down next weekend right here on Napa Fan. But tomorrow morning, it is the Code 3 Associates 400 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Good luck to you on that one. And to see how Elijah Gordon does, as he has a full race lead on Stuart Gratton, who recently announced his retirement from the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. So we'll have to see. I mean, Gratton and Elijah Gordon, both in their retirement season, 1-2 in points heading into this race, so definitely check it out tomorrow. It's going to be interesting. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Christian Master, the winner here at Kansas, and on behalf of Jesse Turner, I will see you guys later.